Thanks for staying with us. So our guest is a farmer, although she's a trained accountant, but has been in the agricultural sector for at least 15 years. After sojourning outside the country for a number of years, she returned to Nigeria with her husband to establish their farms. Welcome with us, Dr. and Mrs. Moji Davids. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So we like to talk to women who are doing different things in different sectors once in a while, just to celebrate the work you do and tell us a bit about yourself, your story, how you became a farmer, how it started, and tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us this morning. Farming, like the introduction said, we were out of the country together with my husband, and we had the leading, to come back to Nigeria and go into agriculture. Of course, at first I didn't like that idea because, coming to Nigeria is one thing, then coming into agriculture is really a big deal. And, it comes with a lot of challenges. It's such a challenging business. But we thank God, at least in the past 15 years, we've been able to, pull it through. But the kind of farming we do is not just farming, it's value adding. Okay. Because we try to relate agriculture with health. Oh. Because anytime you can have something organic, free of any chemicals, so it will be able to deliver all the necessary nutrients and vitamins as designed by God himself. So you're not just eating food so that your tummy can be filled. You're actually eating so that you can maintain a healthy lifestyle and then live a very good life. So we've been doing that for over 15 years now. We have membership cut across about 14 nations at the moment, and we really thank God for what he's doing.
So if I understand what you mean, beyond tilling the soil, planting, and just harvesting and marketing, you focus on particular kinds of plants, or what exactly would healthy farming?
Yeah, basically we are into staple foods, your everyday food, but minus chemicals. Oh. You understand? Your everyday, your rice, your beans, your oils, your vegetables, And then we also have some plants, there are some plants that comes from the farms that if you're able to stay on them, at the end of the day, it ends up correcting any kind of health issues that you have because they are void of chemicals. Yeah.
So how affordable are these?
Very, very
food
affordable.
Without
chemicals.
Because
yeah.
the chemical ahead. Do you produce in mass?
Yeah, we produce in mass. I just told you we have membership over 100,000.
You have to be a member to purchase?
We are focusing much more on our members, though you don't need to be a member to purchase. The reason is that we are building a community of people who understand what we mean by healthy living by food. It's not the norm around here. You believe, if you have to live healthy, you have to stay on supplements, you have to do this, So we let people understand the value of eating healthy. So you don't just come by it and just think, oh, this is just ordinary food.
So wait, because this is not a marketing show. It's just
I just wanted to have an idea.
I need to know, one of the reasons why I wanted it to be inspirational is because we need to even know why you started. We don't want to, God just did it and we 15 years, thank God for 15 years. Not about, we want to know the journey because a lot of people are there in their houses, they're thinking, I want to start something. I want to go into farming. I've been hearing about farming. Do you get a loan? Do you buy a house? Do you sell your car? Do you go to the farm to beg somebody in Ibadan to give you? What exactly is the process so that we don't just say, oh, God did it 15 years and I'm doing well?
Okay, so I always like to talk about the challenges because that's the most interesting part of the journey. Yeah. Coming back into Nigeria and you have to even purchase your lands and they're being contested, even though you have your papers. And they're like, no, even though you've paid for the land, it's still a big deal to work on the farmland. Then another challenge we really had starting up was getting laborers to work on your farm. Everybody here now is planning to send their children. Yahoo is the option. Okay, I could even say maybe Yahoo is for the bigger boys, but even in the grassroots, like where we have our farms, you see, they prefer to be Okada riders. They prefer to be Okada riders because they can have money on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and
quick money.
So how do you get people to work on your farm? Another challenge is, after going through all the hurdles, how do you get to market your produce? Now, we have a very big challenge in Nigeria, which is the presence of interlopers. You never get any product from the farm coming straight to the tables of the consumers. It has to go through one, you know, and that hikes the price of the products. It will be so shocking to you to know that the price of 1 tuber of yam you're buying in the market today for 1,500 left the farm for about 400 or 500.
Yes, it's
2,000 naira per tuber.
Yeah.
It will shock you to know that from the farm it's less than 500.
Yeah.
So just a basket of tomatoes at 25,000, 30,000 left the farm for less than 8,000 naira.
Can come to your farm to carry it.
Yeah. So we said no, we are not going to do that because we actually face challenges, you know, finishing our products. Like the first thing we did was gari. And we went around, we wanted to see how they were making gari in Nigeria, and we saw that it was a big mess, you know. So dirty, so
Is your processing different from that regular gari?
really, really different.
Industrialized.
Really different. Really different. Not too industrialized because when it's too industrialized, the taste
Changes.
you will know that this one is not
As I was
the kind of
asking,
gari we
you
want.
know gari.
You know, so but when you come into a factory that you're producing gari and everywhere is tiled, you know, there's this normal sack when you grind your cassava, you put it in the sack for fermentation. They are neat. You use it just one time and it's done. Unlike the normal practice you have outside, they reuse and all that.
So there's a comment on YouTube that says you look like a model to be a farmer. You look too fly to be a farmer. And there are young people out there who do not want to get their hands dirty. They want that fly, come sit down, speak English. Biko, what advice would you give to them on how they can become farmers and slay like you?
Okay, so it's one of the things we do at Xtralarge Farms. We are trying to wear a new apparel for agriculture in Nigeria because normally people don't, oh, you're a farmer. People don't even want to be addressed as farmers, you know. I love to be, I'm a doctor, but I still want to be addressed as farmer. Please put the farmer in my name, you know, because it encourages the younger ones. And that's what we do. We invite people for excursion at our farms. You can come for a family retreat. You can come for a weekend treat at our farm. You know, we want you to love agriculture. We want you to see the way we're doing it. And then when you see it as a thing of joy, not like a dirty business or profession, you will want to do that. So for the younger ones who are coming in now, the bottom line is you will still have to get dirty. Don't mind me looking like this.
You're not in the
Not
field
all the
now,
time, but when you have to get dirty, you have to get dirty. And when after your normal...
You slay out.
Yeah, so it's a thing of pride. Farming is pride.
Wow. But you were trained as an accountant. I wanted to see, was there something in your background, or was there a need that you felt was more patriotic to, what pushed you exactly into farming?
So, I would say it's a passion I learned from childhood. Because I remember back in the days, my father, we had a 3-story building, and at the roof of our building, you know, we had a rabbit tree there. So my father would just raise rabbits. So we grew up to love seeing animals grow. You know, we had rams, you know, this Ilea ram, you know. So I grew up saying that, even though I never wanted to be that, I really wanted, in fact, I was looking out to be the next CBN governor of Nigeria, you know. So, but as fate will have it, I ended up marrying a farmer.
Wow.
So it just clicked. And I love to talk about healthy living. I love to talk about, you know, stay off chemicals. Let's
focus on that a bit. So healthy living, we buy a lot of things. How do we, how are we able to differentiate what is chemically induced and one that is organic and from the market?
Unfortunately, you will not know until you have a taste. I remember one day we have an office at Allen Avenue, Ikeja. So I was hungry. I have this discipline. I don't want to take anything until I've taken something fresh. So I was very hungry that day, and I sent somebody to buy me some cucumbers. Oh my God, when I tasted it, it was like alum. You know alum? It was so sharp.
Oh,
so,
yeah, I get those tastes too.
So until you tasted the organic, you will not know. You will be celebrating the rubbish you're eating until you come across the real one. I was fortunate to be in one of our farm locations. We were just traveling around to see what exactly happens around. And there was this place they were producing palm oil. Oh, I've not come out of it since. It's been many years now. And they had for every 200 liters of palm oil they wanted to produce, they had just 50 liters original palm oil.
Okay.
And then they add water, they add shea butter.
Hey.
They had shea butter.
Ori.
They had the pork, the fat from the pork. So they were boiling it.
Together.
They had the corn, you call it ogi in Yoruba. They had that one. And then they were cooking everything together. You know, we had to relate so that they wouldn't feel embarrassed. We had to relate, okay, what exactly are you doing? And they had to put a very strong binding chemical to make it bind so that the water and the palm oil and everything would not scatter like that. And guess what the chemical was? Hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, peroxide. That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
No wonder kidney defect.
You know, and then they had this red ink. We kind of use that kind of chemical for marking our cattle at the farm because we're also into cattle farming. So when you mark your cattle with that kind of ink, it stays for
A long time.
as long as the cattle is alive, and they're putting everything together. So that gives me more push.
Because there are cucumbers you taste, and then they're very horrible. And I'm thinking maybe it's just this batch.
No,
Greed will not
there
kill us.
there are some, you know, at the tip it will be so bitter, you know.
Yes.
Too much of fertilizers. You see, you buy yam, you're peeling your yam, it's turning red immediately, you're trying to eat
That's
it.
bad.
Too much of chemicals.
You're kidding me.
Too much of chemicals. You
Aren't
go to
we
the
supposed to
shelf,
have-
you want to buy a food product, and it has 2 years expiry. That's wrong.
Their
Aren't you
justification.
supposed to
usually.
have government officials, you know, following up,
No,
monitoring?
government officials cannot go and regulate anything in the market.
Yeah.
Hi.
You only have branded products, you know, packaged
They go
products.
through NAFDAC.
And I think NAFDAC is really trying their best on that. But they can't go to the market and start saying, oh, we want to...
We should take the responsibility of making sure that we produce only the right things.
Yeah, it comes back from the producer.
But is it cheaper?
Justification, yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
is that, you know, they grow more so they can feed, you know, we're more, the population is growing. And to meet the needs, you need to fertilize, you need to, you know, I don't agree on the cutting corners.
fertilizing is
How
not
do you then, you know, meet the need with your kind of farming?
Like I said, we have a dream of, you know, meeting the needs of our community first.
But how do you get numbers? How do you increase your own yield?
Oh, because we are increasing our farms every day and we have participation, we have collaborations and partnerships from
Other farms.
from people. So we work together, we train, we understand that this is what we want to achieve. We go to the extent of going on some trainings abroad to ensure that this is what we're doing. So we all have a common goal.
You mentor young people? Mentor.
Yeah, we mentor young people. I just told you we open our farm up for excursions. We take people off on internships, you know, to learn about. And don't forget, it's not just about farming. After farming, what happens? Because the produce could actually be coming from the farm, organic, natural. But in the process of packaging them, then you begin to add
Processing, manufacturing,
preservatives, colorings, and flavors and all
Packaging.
that, jeopardizing people's health. What's the mortality rate in Nigeria? What's the life expectancy in Nigeria today? They said 45. Why? Food.
Interesting. But,
Food.
Well, I mean, we're happy to have you because you've been able to inspire a lot of people out there who would like to enter farming, but they are scared. What starts off very expensive. I mean, for you, you're coming in from abroad, so you probably have saved up plenty dollars and pounds. But for somebody
we
who
lost
was just
almost everything we came in with.
right, so
Yeah.
you started from scratch.
So it's like starting again from scratch. I told you, the first cassava we produced, very fine. As a matter of fact, we call ours fine Gary because it's so fine, so pure, no sand, no dirt and everything. But it was a problem selling. You get to the market and they're like, who is this one speaking English? What did you bring here? That's not how it
It's a very
operates
informal
here.
market.
Yeah. So there are shenanigans you have to respect in the
Your
market.
Gary is still fine, no? You didn't.
It's the finest you've ever
I'm
met.
sure you say that. All right, but all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Moji, for coming and sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much.
That's all we can take on the show today. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.